next season.
Yep, perfect.
Right, tackle 6 and on to the Williams Weekly. And this week, I just wanted to float the question, well, two questions really. The nominations for the International Rugby League Golden Boot has been announced, right, of which there's a big, long list of potential players. 3 English players in there, in Herbie Farnworth, George Williams and Harry Smith. My 2 questions are, that obviously I'll post to Cal, but I want to post to you guys as well to get your take on this, is 1, does any English player, have a chance of winning this? And number 2, if so, who and why? So, Carl, what's your take on this?
Yeah, 100% an English player. I can't even believe you're asking that question. Herbie Farnworth's one of the best centres in the world at the minute, so I'm putting him straight up there. The funny thing with the Golden Boot Award, it's an odd one because it's based on international rugby league matches only. They don't take into consideration club rugby. So it's an odd one. It's like you're picking the best player in the world based on 3 games. In England's case, you could say it's only really been 2 games. If you discredit the international in the middle of the season, because that didn't stand for anything, did it? So picking the best player on 2 games a season is madness in my opinion.
But they've got to get themselves to that level, haven't they? You know what I mean? They've got to get themselves onto the highest stage, in the first place. So perhaps that itself is a little filtering process.
Yeah,
so,
it's true, but
you can have a bad game
when you look at football, and they talk about Messi and Ronaldo. They don't just look at their international form, do they, for the Ballon d'Or? They look at how they've played for the full season, really, and decide who the best player in the world is. Cleary isn't in this list, but he's clearly one of the best players in the world. He's had an awesome season for Penrith, but yet because he didn't play international, he's not in this list to be considered as one of the best players in the world. It's mad. It's just not. It don't work.
Well, Cleary is clearly nearly.
Well, I nearly got a tongue twister in there myself. But yeah, looking at the England players, yeah, I think they all deserve to be there. I think George Williams and Harry Smith just played so well together in the series, and we joke about it, but I'm sort of looking at that England team and going, we can take these Aussies on next year in this Ashes series. If those 2 play like that, I can't see why not. And I know we keep holding the NRL on a pedestal, which pisses me off, to be honest with you. Well, I think the English lads have played great this year, and I think they've got every chance of winning it. I do actually think Herbie Farnworth might win it.
So that answers question 1. Can an English player win it? Question 2 then, who and why? So you've said Herbie Farnworth. What are your reasons why there? And don't just say because he had a great game.
Well, he did, didn't he? I mean, it was the best player on the pitch in both international games. He's quick. Agility, he's got speed to burn. His defence is tight. He just always he was in the right place at the right time a lot of the time. I don't know who do you think should be on that list? I know not only that, there's players on that list who I don't think should be on that list.
Well, I mean, we'll go through the list in a minute. Well, let's go through the list now. So there's a couple of players there. We don't have to lead them all out, but there's a couple of British-based players. Nenny McDonald's on there. Lachlan Lamb is on there.
He had a great series for Papua New Guinea, as did all the not English lads, but the English-based players for Papua New Guinea were awesome.
Yeah. A couple of players on there, like Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. I don't think he had a particularly good game.
I thought he had a poor series by his standards. I thought Jerome Luai had a poor series by his standards. But again, this is where you get to. They're probably in that list because of their club form, not how they performed at international level. I don't think Jerome Luai had a good series by his own standards at all.
Right. So, I mean,
Jason Tamalolo was awesome.
Yeah, of course he was. Yeah,
absolutely awesome. He caused so many problems for the Aussies this weekend.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm in agreement with you. I think Herbie. If any English players got in with the chance, it's Herbie Farnworth because soon as you got the ball, you're on the edge of the seats, right? And that's what a golden boot like winner should be for me. You know, you look at some of the players of the past. You know, the English players in the past. 1988, Ellery Hanley. Then there was a little sprint with Gary Schofield won it in 1990 and 1992. Andrew Farrell won it in 2004, and Kevin Sinfield 2012. I know that's a winner you take.
No,
umbrance
look,
with.
I've got nothing wrong with Kevin Sinfield at all. I think the guy's a great guy, but I still haven't got over that semi-final when we lost to New Zealand and Sean Johnson stepped round him after he shot out the line, and I still find it difficult to forgive him for that.
Well, I mean, you see, you're talking about Herbie Farnworth, right? In with the chance, I think we both agree that, you know, if an England player is going to win it,
I think it's between two people.
Yeah, Tom Trebojevic.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Farnworth, you know, both centres, both slight different playing styles, if you like, but you know, so those two players are kind of up against each other. And I don't know if Herbie beats Turbo at the minute.
No, I'll be honest. I think maybe Trebojevic just pips him to it as the player of the international calendar.
Yeah. Okay, so a little bit of a discussion there about the Golden Boot nominees. Obviously, time will tell who's going to be the overall winner. Who's your take? Who's your winner, in your opinion? And also, what do you think about some of these other players that perhaps didn't have a very strong series? Are they just like, what do they call it? Like, you know, they're just like making up the numbers or whatever? Or did we miss something? If they had an amazing series and we've just kind of missed it or underestimated it or whatever. So let us know.